Hey, before I show you this video, let's take a look at some of the kiwi vines that I propagated on one of the videos prior and see how they're doing. So, a few videos back I showed you that I was propagating some kiwi vines and they had just started to take some roots, and this is the first one. I've got 3 of them to show you. The lower foliage just came in and the upper foliage has come in as well. So it looks like this one is the front runner of the 3. Now this one was one of the first ones that came across or started sprouting, but it's not doing too good. You know, the stem's looking a little yellow and the leaves look like they're dying. Same thing with this one. All of these leaves are just not looking very healthy. I have tried fertilizing. I've tried to keep them moist. I don't know. I think this one is the only one that's going to make it of the 3, but I wanted to give you guys an update before I showed you the ones out back. Hey everyone, it's Rob the Backyard Gardener, and I want to apologize. It's been almost 3 months since my kiwi update. They're almost at 17 months. They're about 4 days away from 17 months old. Last video, I trimmed and started to do some training on them. And, you know, I just don't have the yard space to properly trellis and trim and put the arbors up for the kiwis. So this is really just an experimental thing. But they've really not done a lot since the last update. They've got thicker leaves, bigger leaves. The trunks have thickened a little bit, but they've also struggled. We've had 100-degree temperatures, 90 to 100 consistently for about 2.5 of those 3 months, and it just started to cool down. Now we're sitting in the mid-70s, mid-80s for the last few weeks, so I'm assuming the kiwis will start thriving again a little more, and we'll fertilize them, and we'll get them ready for the winter, and then I'll figure out over winter how I'm going to better set them up for next year. But in the meantime, let me give you an update on them. I know it's been 3 months. I apologize again. Let's go take a look and see what they look like. We'll start with this corner. Again, I'm only topping the ones over here. I'm kind of letting them be ground cover to see how it goes for now until they thicken up. We've got a lot of new growth on these. The branches are starting to thicken. They look really good, to tell you the truth. And I know this isn't the best system because we've got vines kind of hanging everywhere, and they're kind of working their way up this trellis like last time. We've got lots of other shoots coming in. Thinking about letting this guy run across here and do his thing. Again, not a lot of growth since the last update. They've just got, the leaves have gotten a little bigger. They've put on a few extra shoots, but you know, they're kind of sitting still right now. And some of the leaves are looking a little bit worse for wear. We've just gotten through a lot of the heat here in Texas, so I think they're finally getting a little bit of a break. They'll probably start growing again, and then right in time they'll store some energy before they go dormant in the winter. I'm not going to trim these just yet. When they lose some of their leaves, I'll give you trimming. Probably the next update in a month or 2, I'll show you what I'm doing with these. Now the one I staked over here next to the grapevine, which is starting to die off finally. This is the one that I had tied to this post, and it's grown pretty tall. It's all the way up here now. Some of the leaves on it don't look the best on some of these hanging vines, but I'm not too worried about it. It gets enough water. It's just that it's hot over here, and now that it's not as hot, this should start really doing a lot better. Again, right for this one, all I'm trying to do is develop a trunk system, and then I'm going to stretch it both ways across these posts as it grows next year. So I'm really excited to see what this one does once I trim this grapevine down to nothing. There'll be no grapevine up on this higher level here at all, so this will be mainly for the kiwi. But the new growth looks pretty good, and the new leaves look good, so I know it's doing fine. In my greenhouse where I have my cool season crops, there's another kiwi vine right here. You know, he's not doing that well. This soil is not the most nutrient rich, which makes sense, which is why I planted some of the beans, because they're nitrogen fixing. So we'll see if this guy does better. He's not looking that great. I've been trimming him down, but he is alive. Some of the new leaves are starting to turn green again, but he doesn't look the greatest, obviously. But I still want to give you an update on him because he is one of the kiwis that I have. All right, I'll give you a look at the kiwis that are over here. You can see them back there. They're starting to stretch. I told you last time I was going to let them run across this top of the fence as well, and they're doing that just fine. They've sent out a lot of extra shoots. I've been trimming these and topping them. You can see some of the vines hanging down in here. Not exactly sure how I'm going to run these. These are the original ones I planted in this little box down here. The lower leaves, like all the other ones, are starting to die down. I don't know if that's common for kiwi, but it seems like the lower leaves start to die once they get big and healthy like that. They slowly start browning and dying off. But the new growth looks pretty good anyway. And again, I know this isn't the best system for this. Right now, I'm just trying to get these to a mature stage. The biggest thing I'm trying to do is keep the vines at bay, and then I will fertilize them here in the next month. Then they'll be overwintered in the yard. They made it through last winter, so I'm assuming they're going to make it again this winter. And then I'm really going to chop them down come spring, I guess late winter, early spring, and we'll see how they take off. Again, I know there's not a lot to update on these, which is why I've postponed it for a few months. But at the end of the day, they don't look that bad. So there you have it, everyone. That's my kiwi update today. I know it's nothing groundbreaking, nothing really awesome at this point, but right now we're just trying to keep them alive and figure out what to do with them. It's going to be a few years before they have any fruit or any flowers at best case scenario anyway, so it's kind of a patient waiting game. Typically I update my series every month, but we're getting ready to go into the winter, and I know it's already been 3 months. I plan on trying to keep this updated at least 1 or every 2 months. That way I can show you what they look like when they lose their leaves and they go into the winter mode and dormancy, and then I'll try to repick it back up early spring or late winter when we get a good look at how we're gonna trim them down and get them ready to maybe have some explosive growth next year. I really hope you're enjoying the series. Thanks for sticking with me this whole time. If you are enjoying the series, please give the video a thumbs up, and as always, thanks for watching.